Hey folks, and welcome to CarStarz 10 Wild Facts about Owen's RV from Hell 88 Silverado truck in the 1989 movie Tango Cash. Fact number 1.
There were 3 different 1988 one-ton Silverado C3500 trucks customized by the well-known Cinema Vehicle Services Group to portray the armored assault truck, which was commonly referred to as the RV from Hell, built for the film. One of the 3 custom Silverados was the purpose-built jump stunt truck, which had a number of heavy structural and chassis modifications. The engine was even relocated to the lower center of the frame to keep the truck level for the larger jumps. The other 2 Silverados were built more as hero vehicles intended for use for the close-ups and actor-driven scenes. The hero truck's chassis had significantly less modifications than the stunt truck, as you might imagine. And of course, as everyone witnessed on screen, one of the 3 custom Silverado trucks built for the movie was indeed destroyed within the film, and therefore no longer exists today.
Fact number 2.
The Tango Cash Silverados were powered by their stock 454 V8 engines, outputting around 230 net horsepower and 385 foot-pound of torque to 3-speed TH400 automatic transmissions. That meaning the in-film mentioned specifications of the truck being a high-power, nitrous-fed performance beast of a machine was indeed just fictional information. Of course, it could have been converted into a high-power beast, much like the real Bigfoot monster trucks that it shared the action scene with were. But that would have cost quite a bit extra to do, and it really wasn't necessary for its purposes in the film.
Fact number 3.
Chevrolet has had a pickup truck in its lineup since 1930. However, the Silverado model name was not officially used for a base model until the 1999 model year. From 1975 through 1998, the Silverado title was technically just a trim-level name for the Chevrolet CK pickups, Suburban, and Tahoe, not actually the name of any base model vehicle specifically. The 1988 Chevy CK trucks marked the starting year of the 4th generation and introduced some fairly unique changes for the time. One chassis redesign new for the 1988 model year was that it was the first year that Chevrolet switched to using independent front suspension as standard on their half-ton 1500 series 4-wheel drive pickups. This independent front suspension configuration, most typically referred to as the abbreviation of just IFS, added significant improvements in ride quality, but was criticized by some for being weaker than the former more traditional solid axle 4x4 front-end suspension design. With that said, IFS was not used on the heavy-duty models until 1992. So the 88 Silverado trim 3500 one-ton truck is often appreciated for its robust design and excellent durability.
Fact number 4.
The customized Tango Cash Silverado draws some styling inspiration from the 1987 Chevy Blazer concept vehicle known as the XT1. Its distinctive design included a very similar, mostly glass front top, giving the upper half the same dome-like appearance. Chevrolet presented the XT1 as a versatile 4-wheel drive truck meets van combination vehicle aimed at outdoor and off-roading enthusiasts. It even featured 4-wheel steering, which is something that we didn't see hit the real production world until decades later. So this off-road van-like vehicle was certainly ahead of its time for sure. Controlled by 30 computers, yes, that's 30. The vehicle's operations were displayed on a front screen in its Knight Rider-like dash panel. The 4-wheel, long-travel independent suspension allowed for a smooth ride and featured additional customizable options for different terrains. The XT1 also offered adjustable ride heights, dropping for easy entry and raising up to 4 inches for off-road exploration. Additional features included 4-corner leveling and a self-sensing 4-wheel drive system for maintaining optimal traction on changing terrains.
Fact number 5.
There was even a likeness of the Tango Cash Silverado that made its way into a very popular video game. That video game being the massively popular Grand Theft Auto 5, aka GTA 5, or more specifically GTA 5 Online. In 2018, Rockstar Games released one of its many update packages for GTA 5 known as the Arena War Update. This update included this new off-road combat vehicle by the name of Brutus. As you can certainly tell just by looking, this built-for-war truck draws its design heavily from the Tango Cash Silverado, right down to the dome top and sloped bed topper. So if you have a desire to wreak some carnage in mayhem Tango Cash style, but in a much more legal and digital way, this would be the game to do it in. There's a 6th title in this game series currently in the works, GTA 6, that's expected to be released next year. which will be interesting to see what kind of combat vehicles may show up in it. Guess we'll have to wait for 2025 to find out on that one, though.
Fact number 6.
After their use in Tango and Cash, the two surviving custom Silverados had one more brief use in a Hollywood production in a very little-known proposed TV show. The attempted TV series I speak of was the 1994 TV show by the name of Island City, and the reason you have probably never heard of it was due to the fact that this show never made it past its pilot episode. Therefore, it never became an actual running TV series. The trucks were repainted and even further modified into a different, more futuristic look for this would-be TV show. As you can see, this was mostly just adding on some more fiberglass work and adding some custom wheel covers on one of the trucks. However, the other truck had quite a bit of a reworking with an additional cargo area added along with a couple of extra rear axles as well. After its failure of a launch as a TV show, it was turned into a non-sequential single TV movie of sorts instead. It's generally believed that the show failed due to a combination of poor reception and the high cost of production. The resulting film was never released on any physical media platforms, but it is on YouTube for free if it looks at all like an interesting movie that you would like to check out.
Fact number 7.
After their use for the very short-lived Island City film, the trucks were sold off to the public. One of the two surviving trucks, the one that they added the cargo area and extra rear axles to for the TV movie, looks to have since become someone's project vehicle, as you can see here. Unfortunately, it's also looking to be in a pretty poor condition with mixed and matched parts. From the looks of it, I'm guessing this truck won't be completed or back up and running again, but I hope I'm wrong for its own sake. It should be noted that these pictures are from way back in 2007, though, but nothing since then has surfaced publicly on what happened to this one, so it's possible it may not be around anymore today. If anyone watching has any more up-to-date info on this particular truck, please let us know in the comments below.
Fact number 8.
However, the most unlikely survivor, the stunt jump truck, also survived its Hollywood use as well and was even extra lucky as it was fortunate enough to get a restoration back to as it was when used for Tango and Cash. This truck is still up and running today, and is still looking pretty darn good considering that its last restoration was over 20 years ago now. Impressively, the only sizable unoriginal part that they had to recreate during the restoration was the prop minigun attached to the driver's side. Even the previously mentioned relocated engine setup for stunt jumping weight balance remains unchanged. They sure did a great job on it too, as they even have the functional rotating feature of the prop working and triggered by the same toggle switch as the original minigun was. The truck is indeed set back to just as it was when used for the big jump stunts in Tango and Cash, both inside and out, which is really quite cool, although I don't think you'd want to use it as a daily driver for a number of reasons. I'm sure that big prop minigun itself would draw all sorts of negative public reactions for one thing, and let's not even talk about the gas mileage situation.
Fact number 9.
As for full-scale replicas of the Tango and Cash Silverado, I really haven't come across any worthy replica attempts in my searches. The closest thing that I did find resembling the TNC Silverado a little bit anyways wasn't a replica at all, but were these mid-1990s factory-produced Mitsubishi Delica Space off-roading 4x4 vans. These off-road vans came with full-time four-wheel drive, a 130 net horsepower straight-4 engine with a 5-speed manual transmission. So they may not be powerhouses, but I bet they'd still be fun to play with as demonstrated here, and you'd even have good gas mileage while playing too. These are at least somewhat visually similar to the Tango and Cash Silverado, and they're actually quite impressive for what they are, which is essentially a slightly jacked up four-wheel drive minivan.
Fact number 10.
As for scale models of the Tango and Cash Silverado, there doesn't appear to have been any official product releases of any to date. Consequently, that leaves us with just a couple of options. There was a very limited release 1/64 scale custom diecast model of this Silverado from Dead Ringer Replicas, but he only made 50 of them, so finding one of these would be extremely difficult. So the best option in this case would be for you talented model builders out there to just custom build your own, as there have been a number of 4th generation Silverado truck model kits released over the years. Probably the best model to do this with would be this Silverado C1500 model kit here, as it has the proper long bed and grille that you'd need. If any of you watching decide to build or have already built a Tango and Cash Silverado, make sure to show us, as that would be pretty cool to see. This model has been out of retail circulation for a while now, but since it was a mainstream model kit for quite a long time before, You can easily find one on eBay for around $50.
And for those who haven't seen it yet, I have recently created my own diecast car channel named Show and Tell Diecast that I display and detail my diecast models that I now add videos to weekly also. I will include the link to the new channel in the video description below as well for those interested. Well, there you have it, folks. Thanks for watching, and make sure to hit that subscribe button if you like what you saw here. You guys are all great. See you next time.